And the reason we are here today is for called the Community Solar Program. So this is more again, solar gardens between 500 kilowatt to 10 megawatts, connecting to the distribution system. We're connecting to the residents' house, schools, business in the local community. So the reason having this program is that the province want to expand the solar energy to residents or business, like a municipality or even the restaurants we went there. If they want to be interested using the solar electricity, but however, they don't have the solar expertise or don't have the investment, the resource, right, to investment or time, resource to managing the projects, but they can very easily, conveniently using the solar electricity through the community solar program. So that's where the name come from. So it's a simplified version I want to explain from this triangle slides. How does that work out? It's a project owner over here is AI Renewable, is a Canadian limited partnership. So they will 100% bring in the financing of the projects. And they will hire us, Solar Bank, and together with a local partner, Joe, from the TriMet Engineering. So we'll build the solar projects complying with all the requirements, and after reaching the commercial operation, and we'll help to operate the projects for 25 years. So we're here for the long term. And if we got a contract granted for this one, so the owner will enter the PPA called the Power Purchase Agreement with the Nova Scotia Power, and selling the electricity to the grid for 25 years. And the subscribers, if they're interested to use the solar electricity, they just need to enter a paper subscriber agreement with the project owners. So they're still receiving the electricity bill, like a one bill from Nova Scotia Power, because they will be the administrator for this program. And also, as a benefit, they actually getting the 2 cents per kilowatt hour off for each of the solar electricity they subscribe. And they still use the power, as usual, because they're still connecting to the Nova Scotia Power. It's just the paper agreement allow them to virtually using the solar electricity from that solar projects. So that's a simplified version of the how this working out. So the contract is 25 years. And as I mentioned, it's connecting to the distribution system. So after these solar projects being installed, the grid reliability will be improved for the local community. So this is a summary about what is community benefit for these projects. So one, key is energy cost saving for the residents, business, they can use the clean energy, but on the bill for each of the solar electricity they subscribe, they got the 2 cents per kilowatt hour off. So that's roughly about 10 to 15% off on their bills. So there's no, commitment. They doesn't have to subscribe for 25 years. They can cancel anytime. And also there's no incremental fee for them. So purely, they got the 2 cents per kilowatt hour off for the bill. On the other hand, it's a reduced emission for this entire Richmond County to achieve the goals, and also create a local job. So there's our headquarters office in Toronto. So TriMet is an engineering firm in Sydney. But however, when the time we're doing the construction, there's no way we actually bring the flight crew here. So definitely it's our strategy. We just hire from local as much as possible for the construction work. And after the project reach the commercial operation, so it's a 25-year contract with a government, right? So we do need to hire from local. The electricians, technicians, like even for people control the vegetation for the solar farms, and hire from the local for the 25 years. So this is a job creation. On the other hand, it's also stimulate economic growth. As I just mentioned, the project will be 100% financed by the AI Renewable, a Canadian LP, and for the funds, raised outside of the province, and the millions of dollars come to this Richmond County. So that's a number of the community benefits. So who's the parties involved, right? Who's the owner? So the owner is AI Renewable. I will talk a little bit more about this company, and they 100% owned a number company. We call it SPV, a special purpose vehicle, and that SPV 100% own the projects. So the other partners involved is us, Solar Bank. We are a Canadian solar developer, and also China Engineering. I also, just share a little bit more about the company. So they're a local engineering firm. They have the headquarters office in Sydney, and they also have an office in Halifax. So together, we provide the development service for these projects. So I also want to mention, currently it's 100% owned by AI Renewable, but we also, seeking for the local partnership. So we're willing to just enter the agreement, let the partners own the 52%. AI will willing to just own the 48%. So that way they can give more to the local communities. So who's the AI Renewable? It's a Canadian limited partnership, headquarter office in Toronto. So it's a flow-through structure. The reason for that is because the investors will be qualified as a tax benefit. So for that reason, they must invest only on the Canadian clean infrastructure and also the renewable energy projects in order to be qualified for the tax benefit. So the benefit for the project for us is really, we have access to the low-cost capital. So that way, they're only aiming for single-digit return. So which means, we can give back more to the communities. And on the other hand, the reason they are doing that is really, like an emotional benefit. Just think about the climate change. If they feel great, actually, in addition, tax benefit, when single-digit return, they actually be part of the solution to managing the climate change. So that's their mission. Solar Bank is us. So we are a Canadian solar developer. So we in the market for more than 12 years now. So very beginning, we just purely, for developing the fit-in tariff programs in Ontario. So it's also, government-backed long-term contract. So that is 20-year contract, and back to 2013. So we probably, we developed over 1,000 solar projects over there. Just have a lot of experience, know how to work with First Nation partners, local community, and with the municipalities. So we understand, the interest must be aligned with local community and must be, well engaged with municipality and also with the local community. So about 8 years ago, we also expand to the U.S. There's a community solar programs in New York County. So certainly, we just have a lesson learned, and now we become, we probably developed about, I think over 10 projects already built, and about 15 megawatts pipelines, under active development. So a lot of lessons learned, and we're very happy, all the experience we gained over there. Now we can bring back to our home country to just help the Nova Scotia do the transition to the net zero, and also, building up these community solar programs here. So this is a slide talking about Solar Bank with TriMac. It's a vertical integrated process. We are here from very beginning of the site origination, talking to the landlords, and also hosting the public meetings, doing all the analysis, so that we will understand from the community, like whether they're well perceived about the projects. If they have concerns, we can always incorporate the comments in the later for the designs or the studies, right? So that's from the very beginning, we are here. And the development stage is really about interconnection with Nova Scotia Power, all the permittings, with Richmond County, and also talk to the planners. So after we got the contract granted, we'll also enter the power purchase agreement with Nova Scotia Power. So after development is the financing. We'll help AI to talk to the long-term debt providers like a bank, Royal Bank, National Bank, get the project financing. So we'll do the engineering, in-depth studies. Based on the studies, we're having the IFC, we call it issue for construction. So based on that, the design, we'll do the procurements, and then the construction will start. So finally, we'll reach the commercial operation. So after that, we are not finished here. So that's, I think, make us very different, because we handle from very beginning to the commercial operation. And after that, we're also here for 25 years. So if you having the questions, just the local community, just need to contact Solar Bank or TriMac. They have access, and then, just make a simple solution for everyone. Instead of you probably, have to chase like tens of contractors, right? You just need to talk to us. Yeah, I would say, it's a long-term interest. We want to be community members here. So this is about the TriMac. We also understand like Solar Bank have the solar expertise, experience working with the different partners and the municipality. But however, I think the local partners, right, they understand Nova Scotia the best. So that's how we engage with the TriMac engineering for all the community solar projects development. So our major contact person is Joe, and you can see there's pictures over here. They're actually family members for TriMac engineering. So I guess that's probably why the TriMac come from. It's 3 people, father and the 2 sons. So Blair has been working with Nova Scotia Power for over 30 years as an electrical engineer. So certainly, we can leverage his experience about the connection with Nova Scotia Power because it's a generation business. And Andrew and Joe, they are both mechanical engineers. So I will pass to Mila and share with where's the site location, the development.
Yeah, so this map here is showing the site location in Richmond County. So you can see it's on Highway 4. And then this is land that we have entered into a long-term lease agreement with the landlord. And then the picture you have here at the bottom, this is an example site that Solar Bank developed in New York State. It's a community solar project as well that is presumably feeding that community nearby the clean energy, and they're assuming subscribers. So that's a nice picture to see how that would look like. So this project here is sized at around 5 megawatts. So the proposed project in Richmond County is a little bit smaller. It's around 3.4 megawatts. But this gives you a good idea of what a community solar project could look like. So if you can go to the next slide, please. So this is the site plan that we have. It's a preliminary site plan that we've engaged the community with through our sessions and the letter. So you can see the dark green line. This is the property boundary, and the blue lines there that you see on the top right corner of the parcel. Those are the solar arrays. And then you can, if you zoom in a little bit, you can see that there's the orange line and a yellow line. That is a connection point in the access road. So we actually visited the site, and I would say it's an ideal site for solar. Just from taking a look, it's relatively flat land. I know the landlord was already doing some clearing there, and visual screening from the road, and easy access. So I think this is really an ideal site for solar. Some other things to note is that we keep a typical setback 10 meters from the property line. And then we also keep, I think the requirement is around 10 meters for setback from wetland. We keep, our practice is 30 just for that extra buffer. And then, so you can see that we would be connecting to the existing distribution line on the road there on Highway 4. So the size here, like I mentioned, it's 3.4 megawatt AC. So this 1 megawatt is enough to power around 131 average Nova Scotian homes. So a site like this would be just under around 450 homes. So I think this is a perfect size for the community and the nearby residents to hopefully be able to subscribe there and benefit.
Yeah. And just add the zoning is a rural general, so it's a non-agricultural land for this one.
Yeah. Okay. So this slide shows a little bit about our project development timeline. Like Tracy mentioned, this is really in the origination stage of the project. We're working on the community engagement, municipal engagement, of course, and other First Nations engagement, and also preparing the package. So the program launched last year, and since then we've been reviewing sites, desktop analysis, preliminary assessments in this current stage, preparing the good quality package to submit to Nova Scotia Power. And then once this is submitted, there's a few month review period by the province. And then if a contract is granted, so that's, you can see there the third arrow from the end, then the detailed work would begin, such as the detailed interconnection studies and the detailed engineering and design and all the detailed environmental assessment, wetland delineation. And then finally, once that's all completed, there will be the engineering, procurement, and construction phase. And then the construction phase would just be around a few months. And then finally, Nova Scotia Power would come and take a couple weeks to just hook us up there, all the commissioning tests, and then finally we would reach the commercial operation. Go to the next slide. So this is a list of some of the other items that we're currently working on behind the scenes as we prepare to submit our package. So like I mentioned, community engagement and the municipal support is the main items that we're looking after today. And some of the other items are the geotechnical preliminary assessments, preliminary engineering. We have a subscription management plan, and then financing construction plans, et cetera. So next slide, please. So this is our community engagement plan. Yesterday we hosted our first public meeting at the Friends United Center. I would say there was around 15 community members there, and the meeting, I would say, went well. There was some good questions and decent turnout, so it went well. And then next week we will host an online public meeting for those who prefer to attend online or couldn't make it. We notify residences first with a physical mail, so we send out a little bit of an information package with the program and project details and the preliminary site plan with the meeting notices and our contact information to around 60 residences nearest to the site. And then, of course, we've been engaging with the municipality with your help to share this on the social media. And we've also engaged with the Talil television to also promote the meeting and the project. So and we also have a project website where people can learn more about the program, the companies involved, and the site plan. Most up-to-date site plan is always posted there, as well as our notices for the public meetings and our contact information. So just something I'd like to note, that community engagement doesn't stop after the sessions are completed. The contact information, phone number, meeting is always available throughout the entire length. So yeah, like Tracy mentioned, we're here for the 25 years, and any questions, my email and phone are always available. Yeah. So a little bit more about our subscription plan. So our plan is to always offer the priority subscription to the neighborhood who is hosting the site. So the nearby residences would have the priority subscription offered to them. We would also work with engaging the local First Nations communities and also some underrepresented groups such as low-income housing, senior housing, and other communities like that, local Acadian perhaps, that would like to subscribe. We would offer the priority subscription and try to fill up all the capacity of the site. And only if there's excess capacity available, we would then expand our search to the nearby communities. And then finally, if there's still available subscription, we would open it to the general public. So the only requirement with the program, with the province's requirement, is that you have to be a Nova Scotia Power customer in good standing. So that's our subscription plan. And then if you can go to the next slide. Well, that actually brings us to the end. So I know that you had already introduced the project a little bit to the council, and I think that we really appreciate all the support with the community in the public meeting and the council meeting. So I think we'll leave it now for the Q&A period. I think my contact information is just on the last slide there, but
probably some technicals. I think I'll go back to this slide.
Okay, yeah.
Back.
Oh, no signal.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's, yeah, I would say it's still all good because we already finished all the presentation.
Yeah.
The last slide is basically Mila's and our contact information, just in case the public or municipality have additional questions, feel free to contact us through the emails or the phone calls. So yeah, I would say really appreciate all of your time, and we're seeking for municipal support resolution or letter to the projects. I also want to mention for this resolution, the support do not exempt us, right, for any of the compliance or permitting So we still have to go through, it's a highly regulated electricity generation business. We will comply all the requirements from the zonings, planners, permitting, and also Nova Scotia, the interconnection. So it's purely like an attitude from this Richmond County, whether you support this project at this stage, because this is one of the mandatory requirements if we want to apply the the solar contracts in the application package. So thank you so much for your time. I think we're open for all the questions.
All right, well, thank you very much. I'll open it up to questions. I know we have somebody online, we have somebody here as well. I'm not sure if there's any questions you want to pose. Councillor Mummerket? Did we lose?
So I'm sorry if I missed it. Sometimes if there was a little rustling, I would miss a little tiny bit of conversation. But what is there a deadline for your application to the program?
Okay. Yeah, good question. So
if you can wait till
oh.
it turns red.
I see. So it's all good now? Yeah. Oh, okay, great, yeah. So it's a first come, first serve until the entire capacity running out. So there, the target is 100 megawatts of the procurement. And currently, the province only granted 9.2 megawatts of the contract, which is 4 contracts. I think I'm so proud. Actually, 3 of us grant to us. This one is in Sydney, New Dawn. That's the first community solar project. So still, plenty of the room available. So our plan is that if we can get a support letter in June, and we're still doing a lot of other work. And in early of the July, we want to put a package together so we can submit in early of the July.
Mr. Chair, you already received our letter, but council wanted to meet with you folks after you had met with the community, just to make sure that we could close the loop on any concerns and that were brought up. The letter in support that was already granted by the council, do you see you requiring anything further from council at that point in time? Do you need an additional letter or anything else from us?
No, yeah, that letter is perfect. Yeah, so if I know that when we had originally reached out, there was 2 projects that we were considering, but because they're competing for the capacity, if anything, maybe we can just revise it to remove the one that's no longer.
The one in Lewiston?
Yeah, but we can. But no additional letter would be required. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, when you're looking at these arrows, you guys are just right now at the stage of community engagement. That's where you guys are at. How did it go, like, with yesterday's meeting at Friends United? So that's not too far from where this site is being proposed, correct?
It's just down the road. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So how were the residents feeling, or did you guys get a feel for what they were thinking, or what their opinions were? Or?
Sure. Yeah. So overall, the meeting was very positive. There was some good questions. People, I think, were very curious to know more about it, and I think the concept almost seems too good to be true. I can subscribe, save money, and use clean energy. So people usually have lots of questions, but the community was very positive, and we also had some good feedback when it comes time to engage subscribers. If we're granted a contract, we received some good feedback from some sources, some channels that we can use to make sure that those who maybe are not on social media or checking the mail too often can also be engaged, especially the Acadian community here. So I think it was some great advice. And the site is it's very remote. So there was the closest neighbor, but she's also a little bit further down the street. So she did come, and yeah, it was great to meet her, and very positive. Yeah, so it was overall a very good meeting. Yeah.
So I think, I'm not sure if you mentioned at one point, you were talking about some setbacks. How close to the road is it, the proposed site?
Let me pull up the exact measurement here. I know we keep a 10-meter setback here from the property boundary. So the road looks to be quite up to that, so yeah, around
Yeah.
that. So
So-
there's I was just going to say,
yeah.
there's a visual screening that already exists with the natural forestation, and then there's just an access road there. So the property owner actually kept those trees along the road line, so it's very convenient actually to be right behind those trees, so you can't see it from the road. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my other concern as far as like possible light reflection or, you know, that's not an issue, I guess, with there's a buffer there. Perfect, okay. So Councillor Mumbercat, you had a question?
Yeah, so just another question, thank you, Deputy Warden. Not related to supply chain to get something like this done, you know, to the jobs and the, you know, the economic growth, and that's right up my alley. But I'm wondering, like, if there are local companies, which we do have in the region, who do solar work, or is there an opportunity for them to be engaged in the project?
Yes, so it's always our practice that we hire from the local as much as possible, and we actually already I think we have a Doris Construction already in contact with TriMac, and also we're seeking from the local contractors. I think, you know, just feel free to share our contact information. So that way we can directly contact them, you know, see how much they can be involved in the solar projects. So it's always our practice, because it's the local hosting these solar projects, to just want to create the jobs, right, in the local as much as possible. And actually the landlords, I think, landlord's son, right, last night, he also expressed the interest. He want to, you know, taking care of the regular maintenance, including like a vegetation control. So we'll be very happy, because they know their side, they know the side the best. Yeah, I think it's a mutual win-win situation. So we're happy to do that, creating the local job as much as possible. Yeah.
And specifically, I was wondering about the solar companies. So we do have at least one solar company in this region, Appleseed, and so there's specifically opportunities for them to participate too, would it be?
Madam Chair, or Mr. Chair, through you to the councillor, their engineering consultant from TriMac last night spoke to this. He couldn't join us tonight. He took ill. But they will need local people for electricians, land clearing, the O&M after it's built, and even the installation. So whether it is Appleseed or someone else, there's going to be all kinds of contractors, and we'll just encourage the local people to reach out to them and see where the fit is and who has the right certifications to do what.
Right, that's exactly what I was wondering, Troy. Opportunities for direct employment, but also subcontracted employment. That's fantastic. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, he looked fine last night, but he had a cough. I did notice he was coughing a lot last night, but he took ill and couldn't join us this evening, so apologies for that. He also spoke about the rigorous environmental assessment and everything that gets done, and just because this is endorsed by the municipality, the province, and everybody else, they do not get a free pass on anything. They're just held to even higher standards because they have to pass all the tests like anybody else would. So, but it was well received last night by the group that was there, and the father and son landowners were in attendance as well. So it was good. It was a good event, and Rolf made it home too to host us. They've been spending a lot of time in Antigonish lately, so they came home for this one event. So it was kind of nice.
Okay, is there any other questions? Is there anything else you guys wanted to add? Or don't feel the need to, I just make the offer.
I just wanted to express my thanks again, and then just to reiterate, if anything does come up or any questions you get from residents and you're not sure how to respond, please feel free to always either connect them directly or give us a call. We're very happy to be connected and answer any questions they may have. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much. We really appreciate you taking the time to be with us this evening and go over this project. And I guess there being no further business, we'll declare the meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
See you, councillor.